Most people don't struggle with moving forward. They struggle with the story attached to it, the narrative, the arc, the identity they're trying to confirm. I'm the one who overcame. I'm the one who rebuilt. I'm the one who finally figured it out. I'm the one who doesn't quit. Narrative gives movement meaning. It gives pain purpose. It gives effort structure. But narrative also rebuilds identity. And Season 10 is about participating without becoming. So what does it mean to move forward without turning your life into a story about you? Let's start with something subtle. When you plan your next move, career, fitness, relationships, growth, do you imagine how it will look when it's complete? Do you picture the future version of yourself? Do you feel motivated by that image? That's narrative-based momentum. It's not wrong, but it's identity-driven. It says, when I reach that version, I'll be solid. When I complete this arc, I'll feel resolved. When this chapter ends, I'll feel whole. But life doesn't actually move in chapters. That's retrospective storytelling. Life moves in moments, in decisions, in adjustments, in real-time participation. Moving forward without narrative means you take the next clear step, not because it completes a story, but because it's aligned now. Narrative feels powerful. It gives you a role, the comeback story, the disciplined one, the parent who broke generational patterns, the entrepreneur who rose from nothing, the partner who transformed. And again, those stories aren't inherently wrong. But when your nervous system depends on maintaining that storyline, you become rigid. You can't pivot. You can't fail quietly. You can't change direction without feeling like you've broken character. Participation-based movement is flexible. Identity-based narrative is attached. Let's bring this into something real. You start improving your health. You're consistent. You feel strong. Then life shifts. Work gets heavy. Sleep drops. Your routine breaks. If your identity is the disciplined one, this feels like collapse. If your movement is participation-based, it feels like adjustment. You don't spiral into, I've lost my momentum. I'm back at square one. That language is narrative. Participation says, this phase required adaptation. Now I recalibrate. No hero arc, no failure arc, just movement. There's something intoxicating about the hero story. It gives meaning to suffering, creates purpose, but it also creates pressure. If you define yourself as the resilient one, you may unconsciously seek adversity to maintain that role. If you define yourself as the one who rises above, you may resist ordinary seasons. Participation allows ordinary life. Without dramatic arc, without identity reinforcement, you can improve quietly, you can fail quietly, you can grow without broadcasting. You can change without announcing. That's stable movement. Let's look at work. You want to build something, business, creative project, career path. If narrative attaches, it becomes, this will prove I'm capable. This will show them. This will secure my identity. That's heavy. Every obstacle becomes symbolic. Every setback becomes personal. Participation-based forward movement says, this is what I'm building right now. If it shifts, I shift. If it evolves, I evolve. Without turning change into existential threat. Narrative also affects relationships. You may carry a storyline like, we've grown so much. We're the couple that overcame. I'm the stable one in this dynamic. If something disrupts that image, panic rises, because the story is cracking. Participation-based relationships allow fluctuation. You don't cling to past versions of connection. You don't dramatize shifts. You stay engaged with what is present. That requires humility. And humility keeps identity light. There's a neurological component here too. The brain loves coherence. It loves patterns. It loves constructing meaning. Narrative gives the brain continuity, but sometimes that continuity locks you into outdated self-concepts. You may be acting today based on a story you formed years ago. I'm not good with money. I always struggle with consistency. I'm the peacemaker. I'm the strong one. These are narratives. and they shape behavior unconsciously. Participation disrupts stale narrative. You don't move based on who you've been. You move based on what's needed now. Let's challenge something deeper. What if your life doesn't need to be impressive? What if it doesn't need a clean arc? What if it doesn't need to resolve into something admirable? Can you still move forward? Can you still grow? Can you still build? Without imagining the applause? That's where identity loosens. Moving forward without narrative means you don't need to be inspiring. You don't need to be remarkable. You don't need to be a symbol. You just need to participate in your life. This doesn't remove ambition. It removes ego attachment. You can pursue excellence, but excellence becomes expression, not validation. You can pursue growth, but growth becomes natural expansion, not character reinforcement. You can pursue goals, but goals become direction, not identity proof. There's something profoundly stabilizing about this. When narrative drops, comparison softens, because you're not competing storylines. You're not measuring your arc against someone else's. You're not asking, am I ahead? Am I behind? You're asking, what's the next clear step? That question is simple, but it keeps you grounded. Let's make this practical. The next time you think about your future, notice the story forming. Notice the image of who you'll become. Notice the imagined resolution, then gently bring it back. What's needed today? Not 5 years from now, not the completed version. Today, that shift reduces pressure immediately. It makes movement lighter, cleaner, less performative. Season 10 is integrating something strong. You care without carrying. You engage conflict without identity. You build without becoming the builder. You hold authority without armor. You cultivate discipline without self-punishment. You speak clearly without defending. You love without ownership. Now you move forward without narrative. No hero story, no comeback arc, no symbolic identity, just steady progression, aligned action, clear presence. Here's your challenge this week. Notice when you turn your effort into a story. Notice when you dramatize setbacks. Notice when you inflate progress. Then pause. Strip the narrative. Return to behavior. Return to action. Return to the next step. That's where real momentum lives. Not in the story, in the participation. There is something deeply freeing about not needing your life to resolve into a clean arc. You can succeed quietly. You can struggle quietly. You can pivot quietly. You can evolve quietly. You don't need to narrate yourself into importance. You can simply live. Next episode, we'll explore strength that isn't performance. Because even narrative can hide inside displays of resilience. If this episode resonated, share it with someone rebuilding their life. And if you're ready to move without turning yourself into a character, stay here. Season 10 continues.